Yo-hooo! Hello! Hello and welcome to today's stream! How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all having a great day today! Bienvenidos al stream de hoy! Espero que estéis teniendo un buen día. Y creo que tengo la voz un poco rara hoy. I think my voice is a little bit weird today. I don't know if I'm catching a cold or something, but I woke up and I could barely, speak. Like, my voice was super broken. I think it's a lot better now, but I still feel like it's not quite coming out. I don't know. Hopefully... hopefully it will be fine. Especially today, because I'm probably gonna be talking a lot during this analysis. I'm glad that I still sound like a Yomi, though. I would be concerned if not. Me preocuparía si no sonara a Yomi, así que me alegro que sí. Me alegro que aún esté sonando a Yomi. Yoko Nirvana, Yoko Alexander, Yoko Pranchu, Yoko Noah, Yoko Tetera, welcome! How's it going today? I hope you're all having a great day today. Today I come here with a goal. I come here wanting to become a better artist. This year is the year I'm gonna become a better artist. I'm setting this goal for myself. I mean, we always become better artists every year that passes. As long as we keep drawing, we always keep improving, right? But sometimes I think it's nice to take a step back for a moment and observe. Like, analyze things a little bit. Looking at things up close and thinking, what do I want to keep? And what do I want to improve? What things specifically can I do better? So today we're gonna be doing that, because in the past years, okay, this is gonna be, as I said, I'm gonna be talking a lot today. As I said in other streams also, I feel like in the past years, the most recent years, I feel like my style has simplified a lot. Simplified in some aspects and also gotten better in some others. I feel like I want to redirect my art. And I want to figure out how to find that path, right? So we're gonna be doing a little bit of self-reflection today. We're gonna see a little bit in detail how I draw now and how would I want to draw. But using my art. Because there are things from my past art style that I would really like to bring back. You know, kind of like going back to the past and trying to follow that other road that I saw years ago, but I decided not to follow. Something like that. Yeah, enjoy Final Fantasy, let's go! I was Final Fantasying a little bit before the stream, by the way. I was able to do my favorite Heaven Sword dungeon. I love the anti-tower so much. Yo, Icy Fish, welcome! How's it going? Enjoy your spaghetti! Oh my god, right, today I made, thinking of food, I made a very nice experiment today. Speaking of improving things, I tried making chicken burgers with I think it was a lot of garlic. I had the chicken burgers, but I kind of mixed them with a lot of things. I mixed them with an egg, I mixed them with garlic powder, a bunch of other things, and fried it. It was so good. Anyway, this is not a cooking stream, this is an art stream, okay? But I had to mention. Yami, welcome! Happy New Year too! Yep, improved all my draw muscles. That's always a good thing to do, you know? Learning better anatomy, learning how to draw muscles also, it's hard. It's hard without references especially. Oh my god, thank you so much for the raid! Welcome, Cheesecake Cactus! Welcome to the stream! Thank you so much for the raid! I hope you had a good stream! Oh my god, Cactus raid! Yo, Cheesecake! Yo, Pixelated Chips! Welcome! Yo, Grace Grow! I'm gonna be doing a little bit of analysis of my art style today. I'm gonna be checking some of my art and trying to find my path with how I wanna keep drawing. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so before the month ends, I want to try to do this little bit of analysis so I can, maybe this year, do the art I really want to do. It's, yeah, I think that's a good summary. So, let's see. First of all, I'm gonna write down what things I would like to do in this stream. We're gonna do this like a proper study. So, I don't know how to write. I'm not really used to writing on a screen, and I haven't really written on paper in a long time, you know, computers. So, I want to improve my art. I hope that my handwriting is readable enough. If not, I'm gonna start writing in all caps or something. Oh my god, thank you so much for the membership gift! Thank you, Pixelated Chips! Yoko Nekoro, welcome! Welcome to the stream! How did the stream go, by the way? What were you guys doing? And welcome to the new Gardeniers! Enjoy your memberships! So, I want to improve my art. What things do I want to improve? One thing I want to do is find what things of my current art style I want to keep. I'm gonna try to shorten it, otherwise I'm gonna be writing a lot. What things from my current art style? Just move the word current later on in the sentence. Art style I want keep. Pixel art! Pixel art is so fun, yes! I do pixel art sometimes too. I always find it super fun. Put this with a little bit of color. Oh, I think I was using another brush size. If this one work. Next thing, analyze my old art style and see what things I can bring back. Find what things. Find things from my old art style. We want to bring back. That's the more or less gist of it. But in general, I want to find direction. I want to find the right direction I want to follow. After all, I want to find a lot of things in summary. Bring back body horror, Yomi. That's one of the things I would maybe like to bring back, yeah. But that's from way older than the drawings I was planning on checking today. But it might be one of the things that I would like to bring back at some point. It's kind of linked to the simplification of my art, I think. But we'll get into that in a moment, yeah. Also makes pixel art for our winning games. Only one of them was award winning, okay? Only one of them. But yeah, that's true. I make games sometimes. If any of you wants to check them out, you can find them here on itch.io. Here is where I've got my games, which have a lot of pixel art. In general, I want to find direction. There we go. It was fun through my chat as well. Did present the main art. That's good. Important thing is that it was fun, most of all. So, this is what I want to do today. We're gonna be checking some of my latest drawings, and then we're gonna be checking some of my older drawings that I think might contain the solution to this conundrum. So, check some of my newest works from literally the past weeks. The last drawing that I was able to finish was this one. This was a drawing that I did some days ago. There's even the date here. 12 January. January 12. Yeah, I did the pixel art for these games. Yep, I do all the art for my games. I'm not good at programming, but at least I can do my best with the art of the games. I also did the writing for them. I do mostly everything except the music. So, this was one of my newest drawings that I've done. And another one that I think can be a good example. This one, I've only been drawing potatoes lately. What is going on with me? There's some that are not potatoes, so don't worry. But one... ¿Un iconito de Gardenia de 3 años? Creo que es el que tienes ahora. Creo que es la llamita, ya lo puse hace poco, de hecho. Creo. I think that's the little flame icon. I think that's the 3-year-old Gardenia icon. Yep. I'm not good at programming, bloody Yomi. Ooh, but I don't really enjoy programming. The only programming that I'm good at is RPG Maker events, which follow the same logic as programming, but they are a lot easier. If I have to write code, I disintegrate. So these are some of my latest drawings. Some of them are more sketchy than others. Also this one. Oh my god, 2 of them are Gramblue Fantasy fan art. I hadn't done fan art in a very long time. So, have you noticed something in all these drawings? The first thing that I'm noticing in all these drawings is it's just characters with the very simple backgrounds. So let's get the little list going. So, characters. I could even simplify it to cute girls with flat backgrounds. that's the summary of what I've been drawing lately. Characters, note, cute girls. Not a bad thing though. Not a bad thing. It's what I enjoy drawing the most. With very flat backgrounds. All of these drawings are very recent. These are all from like last December to this January. These are like literally the latest drawings that I've been doing. And another thing that I'm noticing is that the expressions are all mostly the same. Most of them have like the same expression. Sure, I do like drawing this expression, but doesn't it make everything look a little bit samey? Yeah. Everyone has the same expression. Also, important note, I'm not saying that I don't like these drawings, by the way, or that they are not good. I do like them all a lot. I'm happy with how they turned out. So, what I'm gonna be doing today, it's not like saying, oh, all this art that I've been doing recently is bad. That's not what I'm here to do today. I'm here to say, what could I do to make this art even better? What could I even do to not always draw the same things and to draw what I really want to draw, basically. But it doesn't mean that I don't like these drawings, you know, that's like You know the cakes meme? Holy shit, 2 cakes. This is the holy shit. That's a lot of cakes for me. But maybe I want to try a different flavor of cake every once in a while. But that's the I guess this you could say that this is the negatives or the not exactly negatives, just the things that I am noticing that are like a pattern in these drawings. Like the focus is on the characters, definitely. Focus on the character. Focus on characters. Some things that I really like from what I've been doing lately though is definitely the rendering. So let's get a list of positives at least. Things to keep. And things I want. It is completely unreadable. Let me know if my writing is completely incomprehensible. Meow, hello Ching. Things I want keep. I want to keep the rendering. I feel like one of the things I have improved the most in the past years is the rendering. Ya nadie escribe a mano, ya hoy en día poca gente escribe a mano. Few people write by hand nowadays. I miss it because I do like my handwriting a lot when it's on paper. Here it's a lot more disastrous. I feel like when I write on paper, I write like super small and round. I like my handwriting a lot on paper, but here it's a lot more messy. Like, maybe I should be using a smaller brush, perhaps. So definitely, the rendering. I've been adding chromatic fringe lately to my drawing, so that's why there's like this red line here. And there's like a blue outline here. That's the chromatic aberration. I said fringe, but no, I meant aberration. I've been adding chromatic aberration to my drawings lately. I learned how to do that, and now I do it everywhere. Like, oh yeah, I also did it here. It's also slightly noticeable here. Also here. Is that Miku? She does have the same hair color, but no, this is one of my OCs. Her name is Mayo, and she's my favorite OC of all of them. I have so many art of her. I have a lot of art of her. She was my Dungeons and Dragons character for like 5 years and a half. She's a perfumer. She has a magic pipe she does magic with, and she became my favorite character of all of them. But she does have Miku colors. I should draw a Mayo Miku at some point. That would be cool. You learn technique that looks cool, you just use them for like a long time. I'm definitely gonna do that with the chromatic aberration because I feel like it gives a very finished feeling to even small doodles. Like, this was a very fast doodle that I did. This took me like an hour at most, I think. This was a very fast drawing to do, and I feel like the chromatic aberration does add a lot to it. Also, the noise, it's a little bit noticeable. I don't know how noticeable it is with the quality of the drawing, but I've been making a habit of adding noise to my drawings. It gives like this nice grainy texture, and I feel like it also makes the colors look a lot less flat and makes it all more pleasing to the eye. Yeah, I feel like it's a good finishing finishing post-processing for even very simple doodles. This one is also not a very complicated doodle if you think about it. This is also it's super messy. Like the lines are unfinished. It's not polished at all. Like you look at the hair and it's like very chaotic lines here, for example. I'm really proud of this doodle actually, because this is one of the things that I haven't been able to do in a long time, and it's doodling for the sake of doodling and not allowing my doodles to become super big illustrations. Because sometimes even the smallest thing I draw ends up becoming a super detailed illustration, and I'm like, maybe I should keep things a bit more simple sometimes. Oh my god, thank you for the membership gifts! Thank you, Cheesecake! Thank you so much! Take a sip every time Yomi says chromatic aberration. Oh no, you're gonna have to be taking a lot of sips, I think. I love chromatic aberration. The funky bright colors. We could call them that. Like, not even the frame is detailed, the skirt is also, look at these flowers. These are barely flowers, these are like 4 lines. This is a mess, and yet it still looks good from far away. This is something that I had wanted to do for a very long time. Being able to doodle without feeling like I have to finish everything to the maximum. I'm gonna make the bullet points pretty. So, doodles. Doodles that still look good. Look good and finish. Because it's really fun to doodle, but at the same time it doesn't look finished. That's what sometimes makes me want to continue working on it. Like, it's not over yet. I have to continue. I have to paint it completely. I have to give it like a bunch of detail, and then it's no longer a doodle. It just stops being a doodle at some point. For a long time I've been unable to do just doodles like that. I don't know. I feel like it's something that I wanted to recover for a long time. I'm glad that I've been able to do it a lot more lately. This one is also, I mean, it took an hour. It has gone past the point of a doodle, I think, with all the rendering. But this one, at least this one on this side, that one I still consider it a doodle, yep. I can relate a bit. It's been a long while since I last drew, but every time I learned a new skill technique, or if my skills improve enough, I'll go back and apply everything I have to older works. That's also a good way of like improving older stuff that maybe back then you thought that maybe in the future I'll be able to do this better. Nothing says that you cannot draw something twice when you think about it. There's no rules about saying you can only draw this idea once. You can always repeat old art. There's no limits on that. Take care, Cheesecake! Thank you so much for coming! Ooh, I'm really glad that you like my art. I'll keep doing my best to make it even better. Take care! Yo, cazador, ¿qué tal? Bienvenido! Welcome! So, another thing that I feel like I've been improving a lot lately is the eyes. When I started simplifying my style, I feel like the eyes suffered a lot. I ended up drawing the eyes very simple. You'll see it more in other old drawings. It's a lot more noticeable there that the eyes became a lot more simple. But now I feel like I keep adding more and more detail to them. I especially have started detailing the eyelashes a lot more. Like, I like to add this little bit of volume on top of it. This kind of red line. This helps make the eyelash look a bit less flat. But if you repeat all that and it turns out worse, but it doesn't have to. Maybe Maybe some things will not turn out as good as the first time, but definitely some others will turn out better. I mean, that's kind of what this analysis is about too. Like, some things have turned out better, but also some things have turned out worse. It's the natural evolution of art. When you start focusing on like improving something, maybe you won't be able to improve everything at once. Maybe sometimes you will end up focusing on one thing, and then you're gonna have to figure out a way of like letting the other aspect that you forgot catch up a little bit. I think that's kind of what's happening right now with me. Or maybe it's different. I don't know. Every artist it changes differently. And sometimes if something doesn't turn out right, maybe it's time to try something deep. Something that happens to me a lot is whenever I stick to the same process for a very long time, I end up getting very burnt out. So what I like to do is try changing the way that I draw drastically. That's why my art is so inconsistent. That's another one of the issues that I have. My process has always been super inconsistent. And the kinds of art that I do are also, I feel like they are also very inconsistent. Like, one day I do like a super painted art, another day I do like flat colors and gradients and nothing much more. Another day I do pixel art. I don't know. I don't have like a specific process that I follow always. Even the way that I paint the hair, that I paint things is different a lot of times. Another thing that I've been doing lately that is related to that is trying to do the shadows with multiply. I think that's something that I kind of want to try keeping. I'm gonna add it to the list. Until now I had always done shadows with like, from the flat color, I would just pick a darker color and then paint the shadows like that. Is it so thick now? I'm picking the same size of brush, but now it's like super thick. Or maybe I'm just like, I forgot the size that I was using. So, shadows, multiply. I wanna try to keep improving the shadows with multiply. I feel like it really helps with picking shadow colors and keeping the lights consistent. For example, I have been doing it in most of these drawings. I don't remember if I did it with this. I might have? Let me check. I think I have the sci file. Sometimes I draw in Sai, sometimes in Clip Studio. And the Clip Studio brushes are another thing that I want to talk about, because that has also affected. I think it's in this file. You're gonna see some doodles. One of my recent doodles that I haven't shown yet. I was trying to design this version for one of my characters. And look at that! That's the first version of this drawing. This drawing started as a doodle, by the way. This was another case of I'm gonna doodle something really fast. And this very fast doodle, well, it didn't end up being so fast. It was still quick to finish though. But it ended up being a finished drawing. Oh, crazy. Oh look, there's also this one here. I ended up finishing this one on Clip Studio. But there's the layers file here. Did I do it with multiply? Did. Lines. Maybe not. Oh yeah, the shadows are multiply, yeah. Jeez. Maybe. These are the shadows. It's just the same color in multiply. put on top of the flat colors. That's how I've been doing shadows lately. It helps keep the shadows consistent and all that. Where was this? I don't know. I'm just not gonna save changes on this file and that's all. And then I think here... There it is. Yes, I keep all my doodles in the same file, by the way. It is like a notebook. This is this is all the same file for all these doodles. I keep making folders and making doodles in every folder as if it was page in a notebook. I don't know, I like to keep them all together in the same file, other than making a different file for each drawing, which ends up with like me having a giant file full of doodles. Yoko Ruby, Yoko Delta, welcome! How's it going? Yo Paper, welcome! It is the great library of Alexandria for Yomi drawings. This is the 9th file that I did. 9th file. It's the 9th file that I've done for, like this. I have like 8 other files that have like 200 layers or so, full of organized chaos. It's nice, it's like having digital notebooks. I have a lot more doodles, I think. What else there is here? Oh, there's also this one. This one, actually, I think this one did turn out like a doodle that still looks finished. I'm pretty proud of this one. And I was able to also doodle this without feeling like I had to finish. I had to like detail it or color it, so I want to do a lot more things like this. Also, her expression is different, which I'm really happy about. She doesn't look almost the same as most of the ones here. How many layers do your challenge files have? I think it's usually like 5 layers. Oh, my tongue. I bit my tongue again. Ow. I think my challenge files are 5 layers per page. And usually I do 7 pages per file. So that would be 7 multiplied by 5. 35 layers? Not counting extra details. Sometimes I add extra details. I guess give or take like 40 layers average. Yeah, more or less 40 layers. Oh. Yeah, I think I also did the shadows of these one with multiply. I didn't really do that many shadows. What I did here was mostly if something was of a darker color, like for example this cloth or the ribbon, I just added a slightly darker color. I didn't even shade this drawing barely. And it still looks finished to my eyes. I don't know, this is just how I was envisioning it. So you definitely want to do more things like these. So in general, the way that I draw characters right now, I'm really happy with it. I want to continue with that because my style, the way I draw by itself, I do like it a lot. I'm really happy with how it looks. So what I want to improve the most is my technique most. And also compositions, technique and compositions. But now we're talking about things I want to keep. So rendering, being able to do doodles that still look good and finished. And I want to keep doing the shadows with multiply. Because I feel like it's a very good way of shortening the process and making it fun at the same time. And also an easier way of figuring out colors for the shadows. That's something I really want to keep doing. I would like to show the layers of this Mayo drawing, but I've got it on Clip Studio, so I cannot. But another thing, speaking of Clip Studio, another thing that I really want to do too is continue working with Clip Studio brushes. Because These brushes, the texture that they give to the brush strokes, I really want to keep that in my style. I really like it. Also, there's like little texture brushes like these that I like a lot. I want to keep working more on Clip Studio. I'm gonna write down Clip Studio brushes. I love the texture that they give to the drawings. I really like it. So these two were made inside. These two were made in Clip Studio for comparison. Here in this one thing I did was I did line art for this one. Usually I don't really like doing line art anymore. A lot of times instead I try to paint. But paintings do take a long time. I love how drawings look painted, but they do take so long. Hello Sherry, by the way, welcome! Welcome to the stream! Rumble star before becoming the CEO of Clip Studio. Clip Studio, free for everyone. I would be the worst CEO. I think my problem with line arts is that if they are not like fully polished, they don't look finished to me. I had a hard time accepting that this drawing was finished actually. Like, no, maybe I can keep adding more stuff to it, no, Yomi? And no adding more stuff. This drawing is finished. There's no point in polishing more. Like, lines are not perfect by any means. There's like some lines that are super imperfect. Look at this, for example. Or look at this line that curves. Look at the color seeping out of the shape. All that stuff from far away, it doesn't matter. Because you look at it from far away and you don't notice those things. That's also another thing that I wanted to really add to my art style, and I feel like I have managed to get to a point in which I've gotten a lot more used to drawing from far away and not zooming in. I still need to get used completely to not zooming in, because I used to draw very small actually. You're gonna see it in a lot of my old drawings that I used to draw super small. But nowadays, I use bigger canvases. I'm actually gonna write that down. Big canvases. In all caps, for emphasis. Small details do not matter, nah. Not so much as they do not matter, as small mistakes are not noticeable. Small mistakes are not a problem. There's cats making this. Big like Yomi. Canvases big like me. Those canvases would be way too big. I wouldn't be able to work on canvases big as me. That would be a lot of pixels. So, I think... In general, my way of drawing, I do like it. Well... way of drawing characters. I've always focused a lot on drawing characters, and it is something that I do enjoy. Some other things, small details that I like that I've been adding. This texture in the hair, this is a brush that I have on Clip Studio. This is something I really want to keep mastering. Adding different colors and textures to the hair that I draw. I think I would really like to master that. I try doing that sometimes, a little bit, but I feel like I'm still very cowardly with that. I try to keep to the same color most of the time. I added a little bit of purple here, but I feel like I'm still not quite knowledgeable on how to mix other colors with the base colors. But that's not the problem that we're talking about now. That's the thing for the future, right? We're trying to redirect where I'm going while still keeping the things that I want to keep. So, in summary, I think these are the things that I would like to keep. There's a lot of things that I'm really happy about in general, but going back to the things to improve, we're gonna write it down as things to improve or things to change. Also, yeah, we can leave it as things to improve. Not much about art and the process, but I do know that the art Yomi makes looks very good. Ooh, thank you. I don't like my art, like I mentioned at the beginning. This stream is not to say, oh no, my art is not good and this does not look good. That's not it at all. It's more of a, I do like my art a lot currently, but I feel like I can still bring it even more to the point I want it to be. It's one of those moments in which I just wanna like sit down and look and observe for a moment what things I truly want to draw. And it's something I feel like I really need right now. So there's one thing that I think we can check also, because this is gonna be relevant, and it's my art improvement along the years. Yo, Mono, welcome! Mono, how many wives are you planning to have? That's a lot of wives! You're gonna have to get more hands. You can hold all of their hands. I feel like it's noticeable here actually the moment I start simplifying my style. And it's here. Exactly at this point. This is the point I started simplifying my style. Like, look at the difference between the coloring in these two. It's also, I mean, the purpose of these two drawings were also very different. Because this Budika was for a tarot project. She's in a card, by the way. She exists. I have her in physical format. Yeah, it was for like the Fate Fatale tarot. I think it didn't have a fanzine. It was only the cards. It was so cool. It was my first collaborative art project. It was super fun. Wait, no, not the first. The first one was for Hoseki no Kuni fanzine. It was more or less the same year. That year there were a lot of fanzines going on. So I joined like 4 of them, I think. It was really fun. We're so good. Yeah, you remember, right? Yep. You're getting better every time you stream. Ooh, thank you. I do really appreciate it. Like, one of the things that I never definitely want to lose is my confidence in art. So even if there are things that I'm not happy with, I still love my art forever. So this drawing definitely had a lot more care put in it, because this was for a fanzine. So I wanted to do my best with it, definitely. I wanted to give it a lot of detail. I think I can show the full thing. I can find it. I'd be concerned if she wasn't getting good at it after 2,000 episodes. I haven't even done that many streams. I hope that by 2,000 art streams, I will have gotten a lot better. Let me see if I can find the full art. Oh, there it is. It. This drawing, I think, is a very good example of things that I would like to do more often. Because this is still a character with a background, but the background has a lot more going on. Like all the grapes. I'm so proud of these grapes, guys. Like, you don't know how proud I was of these grapes back then, and I'm still very proud of them. I love how the colors turned out. I would eat these grapes if I could grab them from my screen. I really like how this art turned out in general. Also, well, the composition, I think I could still improve it a little bit more. Like, maybe I would center her a little bit more nowadays. Maybe moving this hand a little bit. I would, if I could center her a little bit more, I think the composition would be a little bit better. Because this is a very central composition. I could put her here a little bit more. But this drawing is done. I'm not gonna retouch it again. But this, I think this was one of the last drawings that I did with this amount of detail. Because after that came the simplification of my art style. I do have the other drawing that I put here. This one. This is another character from Gramblue Fantasy. I've loved Gramblue Fantasy for very long, by the way. The simplification here is especially noticeable in the hair. You can also see that I used to use this very soft brush for the line art. But the one thing I wanted to mention especially is the eyes. Like, the difference, for example, between these and these. This is worlds apart. This is literally worlds apart. It looks a lot more flat, I think, and there's barely any decoration in the eye. There's barely any other colors. It's just like two colors, the pupil and the light. That's it. There's nothing else to it. The eyelash at most has a little bit of gradient. Also, the resolution of this drawing. You can see the pixels. You could eat those pixels like chickpeas. Yeah, I used to draw very, very small back then. Did you notice the comparison with this? Even this doodle is bigger than this drawing. So yeah, one thing I do like a lot in this drawing is how I did the gold though. All the gold details. That did turn out very well. Drawing on small canvases is very comfy, but at the same time, I feel like it made me want to do all the details super closely and not leave anything imperfect. Which, when you draw on a big canvas, you see the drawing zoomed out, it just doesn't matter, it doesn't matter as much. And that's something that I really wanted to add to my style back then, and something that I feel I've managed to add it now. But yeah, the thing is, there's a reason why this happened. There's a reason why I went from these. Look at the hair. This is one of my favorite drawings ever, by the way. Like, I think another drawing of mine has surpassed this one in how much I like it. This is probably my favorite drawing of all time, of my own. Let me see if I can find it. 2017 here. This drawing unsurpassed, unmatched. Like, there's something about it that I don't know, it just activates in my brain. I think this drawing, the composition wise and colors wise, and also the hair and ambience, I think this was my peak in a lot of things. But the problem with this was, also look at the detail. All of this was drawn by hand, by the way. All of these little flowers in here, all of these in the hat, all of this was drawn by hand. All this texture in the hat. All of these ones I may have copy-pasted. And all the forget-me-nots, I definitely copy-pasted them, by the way. These are the same flower copy-pasted 1,000 times. I'm not gonna hide from that. But all of these, especially the hat, this was all drawn by hand. All the hair strands. All of these was brush strokes one by one. This drawing took me so long to finish. And that was most of my drawings back then. They took so long to finish that I would end up so burnt out every time. That was the point I thought maybe I should simplify my art style. Maybe I need to change the way I draw. Maybe I need to make things a lot more simple. That's how I ended up with this. Just flat gradient, light. That's it. We don't need anything else. That's all. And that's how my style ended up evolving. It left behind all this detail and all that work just to a little bit more simplified. I did also. This was one of the first drawings I did on stream, by the way. This one, it took me 3 streams to finish. I think I just kind of wanted to flex a little bit, so I ended up putting a lot of detail in it. And it did turn out pretty good, because I put so much time in it. But this was the outlier back then. A lot of my other drawings from back then were a lot more simple. I think I can find them. 2020. Some other drawings from back then. There's... Oh yeah, I do have some of them. Wait. This is the outlier, so I cannot use it as a good example for that. Ghosties action. Neuron activation. That's me. That's me when I see that drawing. So there's... For example, this one. This one was a doodle. Clearly. And the colors are barely shaded or anything. It's just like flat colors with very simple shadows. This is how I want my doodles to look like. This didn't take me very long. It's very unpolished. And it does look good. I think this simplified coloring would be better for this sort of doodles. There's also this one. I drew so much D&D back then. Both of these drawings are from Dungeons and Dragons. But here's the direction I started bringing my art style. Like, I still use the same sort of lines with this soft brush, but the colors now were flat. There's a lot of just flat color with like painted lines, with the outline still dark. But I don't know, look at the bricks. There isn't much detail in these bricks. This was like a very fast background that I did. Even the clouds are just like super simple. Yep. I started simplifying everything so much. Yo, Luis, welcome! You can always improve. That's what I wanna try to find the direction I really wanna go right now. But I do appreciate it. What else? There are some more elaborate drawings that I did back then. There's this one also from... This one. More Gramblue fan art, because why not? I think it's the thing I've drawn the most. I've drawn so much Gramblue fan art. Here, I was really proud of this drawing back then. I'm still really proud of it. And this is where I started noticing that I really did start drawing mostly characters with simple backgrounds. Wow, what's up? What's up? Here she comes. ¿Qué pasa, Lete? Opa. Vaya pues. Oh, wow. Like, I'm noticing it especially with the hair. It's still the flat colors. Most of the detail is in the lines. But it lost that extra texturing that these had. This was the most time consuming thing. But I really like how it looked. Like here I started putting a lot more detail into the shapes of the hair in general, other than like doing them a bit randomly like there. Because I have to admit, this is kind of random. I just did brush strokes until the texture came out. But it still does look good. I still like it a lot. And here it looks good in a different way. I like both. I do like how both turned out. Another thing that I liked about how this one turned out was that I finally tried doing a different light than usual. Because most of the times I did drawings that had like light at the front. This was one of the first times I tried to do a drawing with backlighting, which is something I've been doing a lot lately. Like for example, this kinda has backlighting. This one also kinda has backlighting. It's this light that is more in the corners of a drawing than in front. This one also has backlighting, like you can see the light here at the border, the nose. But lighting looks, it looks so effortlessly good. It is so fun. But I feel like it's also limiting me at the same time, because I'm doing backlighting on instinct. But not because that's how the lights work. And I feel like I need to learn a lot more in terms of lights. So maybe another thing I wanna improve is the lights. Bullet points. Bullet points. We need cute bullet points. Better lighting. Need better lighting. So another thing that I do think I have improved since then though is the composition. That's something that I didn't really know that much back then, a lot of times. That's gonna be more obvious when I show some other old drawings in particular that I have in mind. More or less this is the analysis of my current art style right now. I really like how I have improved with a lot of things. Like how I draw characters, the way that I draw faces especially, the way that I draw hair. I've always really liked drawing hair, but I feel like it's still one of the things I enjoy the most. But I would like to also bring back a little bit of how I used to draw hair back then. This one I don't want to fall back into this same simplification that like, I don't dislike it, but I really want to try going more this way. So, there are some drawings I have in mind that represent a very specific point in this art improvement drawing. But not drawing, scale, I guess. And it's this point. This point here, I feel like there's a lot that I can learn from this point specifically. In 2016, 2017, I feel like that was my favorite point in terms of ambience. Let me show you some drawings from back then. Because there's a very noticeable ambience my drawings had back then. Time for another round of analysis. These years have some of my drawings ever. Some of my favorite drawings ever. But also some of my drawings ever, yes. That's also true. So, new page in the analysis. The chapter of edgy Yomi. Oh god, I have so many tabs open, by the way. My drawings ever. Let me show you some of my favorite pieces of all time. Starting with this one. It's very small, by the way. Like, if you compare with this, I had to reduce the size of all these drawings. This one is the real size. This is how small I used to draw. Why did I do this to myself? Look at the pixels. You can barely see anything. Literally anything. Literal no se puede ver nada. Son todo píxeles. I think it was this era, yeah. I think it was. I still drew a lot of toho back then, I think. Like, I'm gonna show you multiple of the drawings from more or less this era. And you tell me what you notice in terms of pattern and vibes. Yo-hooo, ¿qué tal? Bienvenido. Welcome to the stream. Estoy mostrando algunos dibujos de más o menos 2015, 2016, 2017. Porque estoy haciendo un poco de análisis de qué me gustaría traer de vuelta en mí. Porque hay cositas que con el tiempo he perdido un poco en mi estilo. Me gustaría traerlas de vuelta. Like, okay, I'm putting a lot of them, but you get the point, right? You get what I mean. There's a vibe that is no longer there. You compare these with these. Something happened in these 10 years. ¿Qué ha ocurrido en estos como 10 años? What happened? What happened in these years? Yeah, muchísimas gracias. Estos son los más nuevos que he hecho. Por eso me choca mucho comparar mis dibujos nuevos con mis dibujos antiguos. Definitivamente algo se ha perdido por el camino. Definitely something has been lost along the way. And that's the something I want to recover. Like, you can see it, right? There's something that is no longer there in my current drawings. It's the ambience. I miss having this ambience in my art. This is something that I really want to bring back. Like, this drawing is also probably one of my peaks in ambience. Like, the fact that the frame of the drawing is like a portrait. There's a little bit of the dust of the glass here. The blue flames. The composition here does need a little bit of improvement though, but not much. It's a very central composition. Maybe the only thing would be adding something more to balance this flame. But I think these flowers do the job more or less. It's just that this space is a little bit empty. But we have the face very centered at the same time. The composition is not the worst. This one is also like very central. I really like this one a lot too. This was a very fast doodle. But I really like how it turned out. Like, especially look at the... But look at the I don't know. I like it a lot. This one started out as a drawing in paper, but it ended up having more or less also this same vibe. I used to do this a lot, drawing things on paper and then painting them digitally. This one was kind of an attempt at doing something similar to this first drawing, but more of a portrait. Directly done as a portrait. This one has like mostly anatomy problems. Like I've never been happy with how I drew, like for example the body. The body feels very... the clothes especially. They feel a bit rigid. I do like the details though, but they don't really add much to the drawing. Yomi and Emo changed my mind. Yo, Makuyo! Welcome! How's it going? Quizá un poquito. Quería hacer dibujos muy góticos. Me gustaba mucho este ambiente así, un poco como moody, un poco oscuro. I really like this ambience that is like a little bit dark and moody. But I like when it's like dark and moody, but it still feels quiet and chill. That's the kind of ambience that I like the most. And this is something that I really want my art to have. Esto es algo que me gustaría mucho que mi arte recuperara. Y es que muchos de estos dibujos tienen este ambiente como más oscuro, más como... no tan tétrico, sino que igualmente se ve como tranquilo. Oscuro pero tranquilo a la vez. Me gusta mucho este tipo de ambiente. Mid-thousands Vocaloid RPG Maker vibes at the peak. So true! It was more or less this era. Yeah, you're so right. You're so right with that. This was the peak of RPG Maker, Ghost RPG Maker games. Maybe that's why I lost this thing in my art style. Maybe it's because the peak RPG Maker era ended. You know how we can solve that? We have to make more RPG Maker games. We have to bring back the RPG Maker era. Hay que traer de vuelta la era de juegos RPG Maker góticos. Yep. Es necesario. Sí, se nota mucho sobre todo el cambio en los primeros años. You can especially notice the change in the first years. Like, this was one of my first digital drawings. This was when I started learning to draw on my computer. Así es como cuando empecé a dibujar en un ordenador, en digital. Porque hasta aquí había estado dibujando en papel siempre. Y no está tan mal, no sé. Aún me gustan. Sí que tienen muchos fallos, pero es normal, estaba aprendiendo. It's true they have a lot of mistakes and they are not polished, but it was my beginner art, and I did my best, and I feel like I improved a lot. Like, look at that. All of a sudden, there was this change. I discovered brushes, and I decided to try painting. And I did a lot of improvement in these years. I drew a lot on computer. This is when I had like mastered my tools. Well, mastered, quote unquote. I had gotten used to my tools. Yep. Aquí me había acostumbrado a mis herramientas digitales, así que ya podía hacer cosas mucho mejores. Así que simplemente fui haciendo, fui siguiendo. Aquí siento que también mejoré mucho. Here I feel like I also did another jump in improvement, but with how I drew characters. Aquí siento que hice otro salto en mejora, pero en cómo dibujo personajes. Porque, por ejemplo, aquí siento que le faltan muchas líneas al cabello. Quedó como muy... una mezcla como de... como que lo veo... una mezcla de dibujo con líneas y dibujo sin líneas que no me acaba de convencer. I feel like there's a mix of like drawing with lines and drawing without lines that I didn't really like how it ended up. I just still like the drawing and the ambience. Like the ambience was already here in this drawing. It's still the same dark ambience that was still here. Es aún el mismo ambiente oscuro que aún sigue aquí, por ejemplo. Lo único que es eso, siento que el cabello quedó como demasiado... no sé, demasiado como pintado por encima. It looks like I just painted it on top of the drawing. And that's what I didn't really like the result as much. But then I started trying some other things, like for example, trying to add like depth layers. Like here you can see that this part is a lot more grayed out. like this compared to this part of the red. I was so proud of this drawing back then. Estaba muy feliz con este dibujo cuando lo hice. Pero ¿qué me pareció si me partí de YouTube? A veces recomienda cosas inesperadas. But yeah. One thing that I think brought me to this drawing was that I started trying to learn from other artists. Una cosa que creo que me ayudó mucho a llegar a este punto fue que empecé a aprender de otros artistas. Intenté intentar descifrar cómo pintaban artistas que me gustaban y a partir de intentar aplicarlo a mi propio arte. Y así, creo que así es como llegué a hacer este dibujo. En su momento estaba muy feliz con cómo quedó. I was really happy with how this drawing turned out back then, and I think it's because I started trying to figure out how some artists that I liked did their drawings and trying to apply it to my own art to try to figure out how I could do something similar. I think that's how this drawing ended up being. Yo, Zaku! Welcome! The mirror for the self-reflection! The mirror is all of this because the art is a reflection of the self. What does this mean about me? If art is a reflection of the self, wonder what this means about me. Yeah, there are still some things from back here that I would still like to improve, like the hair is also not exactly perfect in here. I do like it, but I feel like I could have added a little bit more contrast between the hair strands, for example. But oh well. That's not the main thing that I like of this drawing. Mainly it's the ambience. So, let's write it down. Let's make a little list of that. I'm gonna remove some of them. There's a lot of space. For example, this one. You can also perhaps. Okay. A little bit of color. So definitely one of the first things, the ambience. First, let's write down things to bring back. Ambience. Atmosphere. Dark, gloomy vibes. More goth, more goth. Needs to be more goth. The conclusion is that I need to add more goth to my art. Necesito poner más goth en mi arte. Esa es la conclusión. So, another thing is that this is not just characters with flat backgrounds. There's a little bit more going on in these backgrounds. Like, for example, in this one, you can see more things in the background. Like, there's this plant here. This background isn't just there to be a background for the character. It's there to tell you a little bit more about the character. You can see a plant here, for example. You can see that the room is dark in general, but there's like light outside. So this is a character that works in a place that is a little bit like dark. There's books. This looks more or less like a study also. There's books and also these. There's like candles here on the side. So this tells you that this is a bit of an old-fashioned place. There's also plants on the sides. Like, this is a character that lives with a lot of plants in general, which I can blame on my preferences on aesthetics, but But these things in the background are not just there to be a flat background. They are not, like, if you compare with these ones, sure, Mayo also has flowers in the background, but it's not the same. They are not flowers set in a study decoration. They are just a random brush that I got from Clip Studio. It's just a color background. It is not telling much about her, except that she also has flowers here and all that, and Yomi wants plants. This is just me liking plants. It's just me liking plants in this case. Looks like a painting you could find on an abandoned house of a nobleman. Yeah, that's a good definition. Like, I like that you can imagine things like that. You can imagine a bit more about the character and story even. But with this, it's just the characters. It's just cute girl on a flat background, and that's all. Like, what does this background tell you about this character? Nothing at all. It's orange. That's it. What does this tell you? What does this tell you about Mayo? Flowers, that's all. You could also guess that from her hair. It's just color background. Like, these flat backgrounds don't tell you anything about the characters. These were just character focused drawings, which is not bad, by the way. I'm not saying this is a bad thing again. There are people who only draw drawings like these, focused on the characters. That's what they want to draw. That's just what they want to draw, and that's completely valid. I don't dislike these drawings. I don't like them a lot. But I'm comparing to the things that I really want to draw, and it's like, okay, maybe that's one of the things that I have to improve. Yep. I want to make drawings that tell you a little bit more about what you're seeing. Something that can give you, like, an atmosphere. It depends on the theme. It also depends on what you want to draw. There are no rules with that, so you can draw whatever you want in the end. If you want to draw a character on a white background, you can do that. There's no rules against that. You can just do that. There's absolutely no problem. It depends on the purpose. It depends on what you want to do, so... It's gonna be weird if you put those cute art with construction site background. That is true. Like, it would have to be something a lot more different. Like, for example, if it was, for example, in this case, I can show you something that is kind of relevant to this. Yo, Shiny, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing a bit of analysis today. Drawing that tells a story. Yep, that's exactly what I want to do. I'm all about telling stories and making characters. So it's something I definitely want to add a lot more in my art. Because that's also one of the reasons why I started making games. Because I wanted to tell those stories about those characters. So if I can also reflect that on my normal art, I definitely want to try that. Also depends on, like, what is the aim with the picture. If just a quick doodle or is the piece with the name. Exactly. It really depends on what you want to do. Sometimes you don't need to do a background. So I'm gonna show you the original Granblue Fantasy art for this character. You're gonna see she's a lot taller actually. She's not a potato. This is just me that I wanted to make her a Harbin. Because I wish there were more Harbins in the Zodiacs. I think there should have been, but there weren't. So since I'm a bit delusional, I just keep drawing her as a potato. But never mind that. The real one, the real character from Granblue Fantasy, she tall. So let me show you. This is not my art, by the way. This is not my art. Important note. This is from Granblue Fantasy, the game where she's originally from. This is the art for this same skin that I drew her with. It's a new outfit that she got this winter for New Year's. And there's a little bit of a difference, like, Same character, same outfit, well, except the height, but that's not important now. Depends on how you're gonna tell your story in drawing. Like, this elf lives in modern era where she working construction site. She wouldn't be working construction site with this outfit probably, but you never know. Hello Gino, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Are we trying to make elaborate backgrounds every time so you can end up overcomplicating things? Yeah, it can end up being also not the most necessary thing. Like, a lot of drawings don't need complicated backgrounds. That's also something that well, the reason why I ended up doing flat backgrounds is because I didn't want to overcomplicate myself every time with background. And that led me to neglecting backgrounds and ambiences. So it's a matter of finding balance with that. Finding when a drawing needs an elaborate background and when you just want to draw a character, and that's all. You know Steamboat Willie? Yeah, the original Mickey Mouse, right? But now he's on public domain, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, she's from Carmel Fantasy. Fantasy is the snake zodiac. It's right on construction site themes since the game is about working. The game does it does require a lot of work. A lot of farming specifically. So just to make a little comparison between the original art and the art that I made, this one was I just wanted to draw her as Harvin. So all that I did was I just wanted to draw the character. Same outfit, same character except the height and all that. But here, the situation is very different. It doesn't even have that much of a background, but it tells you a lot more about what is going on. It tells you like where she's sitting. That she's just chilling, having food. She's like here with the little creatures, and it's overall like also a very wintry scene because of all the white around her. This does not feel summery. It does feel a little bit cold, but also warm because the warmth is here. It's here with for example, the food. It's with the yellows, the colors that she has. It does give a very specific ambience, even with just this little bit of a background. And it's the same character with the same outfit, well, the pose is a little bit different, but you get what I mean. Just stuff like that with the same character can work. Finding the balance is really hard, yeah. It is. It's gonna take a lot of effort to get there, but this is the first step. Doing splash arts, that's a good idea actually, yeah. Stuff like splash arts that can also give a bit of a background. That can also be pretty cool. I did do some splash arts back in the day. Stuff that looked a little bit more like splash arts. Let's see if I can find. There's still some other drawings that I want to show along the way, but see if I can find. If I'm gonna find any right now. I think I'm scrolling way too much to find. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not gonna find any. Maybe I should do more. Maybe I should do more splash arts. That could be a good idea. Wait. And this one's also kinda character with the background. But I'm gonna show it anyway because it's my wife. It's Rosetta Gramlo Fantasy, and she's so cool. Yeah. There's a little bit of a background here, but it's just like the thorns stuff. It's not that much of a splash art, yeah. I miss her so much too. Ooh, Rosetta, my beloved. Ooh, she's all of her. She's our wife. We have to appreciate her. She's so cool. I miss her so much. Oh, I think. Oh wait, this one is from. This one is from 8 years ago. So it's also 2017. It's also from that time. This one. This one does not have a detailed background. Also, the vibe is not goth. Like this is still not the goth drawing. But it is more or less from the same years, and it still has the same detail in the hair. This was one of my quick doodles back then, and it does still tell you a little bit more. Like, you can see that there's a bit of rain. You can see there's a snail. It tells you that she's really tiny because she's a fairy. So yeah, she's really tiny. And this, even though the background is really simple, I think it still does the work. It's maybe I would do the background differently. Maybe using some more textures, because I feel like the plants ended up really flat. This is something that I could definitely try to do better nowadays. But that's like a lack of technique. The idea is there, and it's pretty good. I like it. I think I did. Yeah, I did draw a Mayo splash art. Wait, let me see if I can find. Draw Mayo Grand Blue Fantasy. Oh, there it is. Found it. In general, I feel like it did turn out a lot more storytelling than just having a flat background. Look, splash art. Mayo! Speaking of Mayo, this is the Grand Blue style splash art that I did. I do have another one, but it's just her standing. There she is. This was like the base art, and this is the uncapped art, where she's like with some special effects and stuff. This also, as a splash art, I think this also does tell a little bit about her. Like, it shows her with the pipe, it shows the smoke with some flowers, so you can tell that uses magic related to like smells. I think this turned out pretty good. Like, the only thing I think didn't turn out that good was the composition. I think if I had to make the pipe a little bit more like this, trying to make a little bit more things diagonal. Because the problem with the composition of this drawing, I think, is the lines. Wait, let me put this back how it was originally. There's a lot of straight lines in here. Here. You know, this kind of. And then this does like a lot of curve, which doesn't really give for a super good composition. I think if this had turned out a little bit more like this, probably, maybe even would have been a little bit more floaty, like this, the pipe. If it had been like this, maybe it could have worked a bit better. Maybe even the body, making it a little bit more like this. Yeah, the thing with the pose, since she's like very floaty, it already makes it look like she's like kind of relaxed. She's just there floating. You know, the expression also, more or less, it does tell quite a bit about her. So in that sense, I think that turned out well. After redrawing it, then comparing it, I am not sure if I would redraw it, because I already like how it turned out. I don't know if I would like redraw right now any of my old drawings, but it's a good question. I could maybe someday try to redraw something. Because again, there's no rules saying that you can only draw something once. I need to continue Mayo May. I tried to do that 2 years ago, drawing a Mayo every day of May, but I only did like 8 of them. I should do more. Hey, let me close some tabs. I have so many tabs open. Even the icons in the bar. I can only see like the icon. So there's a couple more drawings that are more or less from that time that I really want to check a little bit. This one? There's also this one. These are 2 of my most elaborate drawings from those years. But this is so small. This is so small. Why, Yomi? Why did you draw so small? I used to draw so small. Why am I like this? Drawing Euro series again from 1 till the end. Pain Monday 3. That's gonna be for Pain Monday 3 maybe. So these 2 drawings, I think these are some of my most elaborate drawings from those years. Is this from 2007? Pain Monday 3, the painting, like 15 years from now. These drawings awaken my imposter syndrome hard, by the way. I'm like, holy shit, how did I do this? How did I draw that? Oh my god, like, the boats? Hello? I remember googling like snake skeleton to draw these. And I spent hours and hours drawing all of this is drawn by hand, by the way. All of these. Every single bone and line. I drew that myself. It was hard. But I really like how it turned out. So my main issues with this drawing though, composition. The composition here is it has room for improvement. Composition. And this one also, the composition has some problems. So an orchestra can use more bones for their instruments with this. Not as hard as that's called, va durísimo, mira. Va muy duro. It was so hard. Also, by the way, did I copy paste these bones or did I not? Wait, let me check because now I'm not sure. Did I draw these 2 individually or was I smart and did I copy paste them? Oh my god, they are different. Fully different. Okay, no. I did probably copy paste them and then paint them separately. Probablemente los copy pasteé y luego los pinté por separado. Pero dibujarlos seguramente los dibujé y luego hice copy paste. I probably painted them separately, but I probably drew them and copy pasted them. I think that's how I did it. That's why they look the same, but the painting is slightly different for both of them. So I do see some issues in the composition here. Like the hair, I think it could have been better if it had gone. He's got like 2 long ponytails. I think it would have been better if it had been like something like this, for example. Maybe his snake tail could have been here instead of down there. But the rest I think is pretty good. It's just that the hair has always bothered me a lot. this drawing. Also, the arm, I think, might have been a little bit more here, a bit more relaxed. Would have worked also. A little bit more. I think this would have been a nice improvement, but without taking that in account, the atmosphere, holy shit. This is still unmatched also. The detail with the bones, oh my god. Present Yomi could never. Could be too, yeah. Something a bit more in the direction of the ribs. Something like it's also curving inwards. Because the ribs are like, these are the ribs. Doing a bit of like a... It looked like an enclosed area. I feel like the concept of this drawing... This is one of its strongest points. The concept of the drawing... I really like it a lot. It does also tell a bit about the character, even though it's like a bit surreal to a point. But it can... I know, it gives a mysterious air especially. Like, what is going on? Bones? What? Skeletons? Also the fluid? Like, she's controlling the skeletons with the fluid? Something like that. It does feel ghostly, like also the way that she's floating. Another thing that I would... If I had to redo this drawing nowadays, I would definitely give her her new design. Because these clothes maybe don't fit that well with the theme. But that's because that was her old design, so I just drew her with her old design. Another design at the time. What drawing took you the longest? There's a lot of drawings that have taken me very long. Like aside from... Second, we still have it here? I still have it around. So some drawings that have taken me very, very long. There's the forget-me-not drawing that I showed earlier. Here. This one has definitely taken me very long. I don't remember how long, but the flowers and all the detail did take me very, very long. There's another one. My first drawing for a fanzine was this one. This also took me very, very long. I haven't shown this one yet now. But this was for my very first fanzine that I participated in. Hoseki no Kuni fanzine. And it had a lot of detail here. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started making the sketch of this. I was like, holy shit. There's a lot of little things here and there. There's buttons. There's little spools of thread. There's needles. There's like 3 scissors. There's bunches of fabric and things. So many frills, by the way, yeah. All the frills. All the outfits and stuff. This did take me very, very long. And I struggled a lot with the background, especially with the colors. I really wasn't sure how to finish this. I think it was a good idea to add this dark gradient here. This was a last minute addition, complete the drawing, and I think it was a very, very good decision. Gives a lot of contrast with the dresses. And this also composition, a type of composition that I really like floating character with nonsense in the background. That's also something I really like. Because it's all things that can tell you about the character. There's one artist that I really like that used to do this a lot. I think nowadays they still do just character arts, but they used to do a lot of drawings like this with like objects in the background. An artist called Shikimi. I really like the art style so much. I really recommend checking their art out. It's so good. Was one of my biggest inspirations for a very long time. Honestly, it still is, but I don't see their art that often nowadays. So sad. But yeah, all the detail in the background here, that's something I wanna take note of. Nonsense compositions, those can also be pretty good. I like them. It's kind of fun to try to put random objects in the background in a way that makes sense for the composition. Trying to make them frame the drawing. Like, for example, this dress is acting as the frame for this side. This thing is framing this side. This fabric is the frame for this side. And all of this framing the bottom. It's like trying to figure out how to place each thing in a way that looks pleasant to the eye. It's something I want to try to bring back to. What else? What else? Another drawing that has taken very long. There's a lot of them. I think there's one drawing from this year actually. It did take me quite a bit of time. The one that I did for the Stairway anniversary. I mean, you saw me here struggling with that drawing. I streamed it and all. This one. I think this is kinda also a bit of an attempt at this sort of surrealist composition, but it's a little bit less nonsense. I guess, well, the jellyfish maybe. The game itself does have a little bit of surreal, but this is just like a summary of the game. But the composition and all, this is like not something that could be something of real life. It's still like a real composition in a way, to an extent. Like the stairs make no sense. The floating chandeliers here in the middle of nowhere. It's not a realistic one, for sure. But it doesn't have to be, like... It was not the point of the drawing after all. But this? I think this is the closest thing I've done to my old drawings recently. Maybe this is a good step. Yeah, who would have guessed, right? What else? There's also of compositions. This one. One thing that I also want to bring back. Let me write it down in the list. My random additions of flowers for no reason. Because that was very Yomi trademark. I really want to bring that back. Flowers everywhere for no reason. Flowers is decoration more. Yomi when plants, part 2. I have a rose in me. I cannot help it, like... Instantly, flowers make everything better, just saying. It's something that I've always done a lot with my art. When there's an empty space, add flower, that's the solution. Like, look at this. There's flowers here. There's flowers up there also. Did they have to be there? Maybe not. It's a portrait. Maybe there wouldn't be flowers up there, but I added them anyway. ¡Yo, Lampri! ¿Qué tal? Tiene que venir de algún lado, yeah. It has to come from somewhere, the Gardenia. I'm not called Gardenia for no reason. Whoa, Minutes Flytrap! Those are super cute. Also, there are no flowers per se in this drawing, but there are still flowers in the fabric, so it wouldn't be the same if this fabric was flat. It had to have flowers, you know? It was necessary. Here, flowers in this. This one does have flowers though. This one definitely does have flowers in the background. So, atmosphere, flowers as decor. Also, backgrounds that tell a bit of a story. Backgrounds that tell something. backgrounds. Sell stuff. I guess that works. Backgrounds do tell something in some way. Maybe this one is the one that tells the least with the background. But I think it still looks pretty and it does have a lot of atmosphere. Which brings me to another one of the points in common. There's a color that appears a lot in these drawings. It's very dark purple because this, well, it's like purple gray. This color appears so much in these drawings. It's like the biggest presence in all of them. I think it's a part of what makes the ambience. Almost like the color that I'm painting, like I'm writing with. Down. This color, the protagonist. Having this dark color as a base for everything, it makes the other colors stand out a little bit more. Like the base color for everything. Here I used to use a lot of flat instances of this color, for example. Like look at the clothes. There's no shadow in these clothes. There's only these. Only like a flat blob. But the rest of stuff does have shading and detail. It still does look good. That's something I really want to bring back. This color. And I think that's related to how I used to draw back then, like my process. Unfortunately, I have all the sci files for those drawings in my external hard drive, so I cannot show any of them, unfortunately. But I do remember how I used to do most of these drawings. Because my way of sketching and of line arting sometimes, it was not do a sketch and then do the lines and then paint everything. It was sketch with this color with a thick brush, clean up all the lines and then paint. That's how I ended up with, for example, like the big spots of this color. Also, I feel like I ended up also coloring a lot of the lines a lot of time. But here, for example, this is not the best example of a good looking drawing done that way. I think there are some others that turned out better. I do still like it though. Tabs. I still have so many tabs open. Muchas tabs abiertas. The storytelling thing, I recommend adding symbolism. That could work too. You know what symbolism I do like adding a lot to? Power symbolism. Haha. Who would have guessed? Do I have any works in progress? Find any. Yo, Marius, welcome! How's it going? There's another drawing 2018 that I think I've shown that kind of does that, but this is a doodle. But you can still see that I did it the same way. There's for example, the globes are also flat color. This flat dark purple. Maybe that's why I ended up designing a lot of the demons this way, because I designed them when I was drawing like this. I think I like this way of drawing. And I think that's one of the things I would want to bring back. It did take long to draw like this because then I would have to polish every border, every line, so the lines wouldn't look way too thick. But that's I solved that by painting on top of the drawing. Yoko Rider, welcome! How's it going? Was your plant green? Thank you photosynthesis to your tablet screen. The only light that I see. I wanna try to sketch the same way that I used to. How to summarize that? Maybe I return to my old way of sketching. Return to sketching with hard brushes, perhaps. Sketch with hard brushes. Cleaning up the sketch. Sketk? What does that mean? Sketk. Ah, yes. Clean up sketk. Only word in Spanish? Which one? Sketk. Sketk. What else do we have? At this point, when I think I can like just show more old drawings. I've shown a lot of these very often or in the past. So some that I've already shown. There's this one. Really like the colors in this, especially like the I really like portrait composition, but portraits that don't just feature the character but also some things in the background. Because I'm not gonna lie, I still like drawing characters the most. That's my favorite thing, but I really do want to do things that are more ambient, more atmosphere. She doesn't. What the hell? It's the bangs. It's just the bangs. Other than that, she does not. Come on. She's not even blonde. Improve, I would add a fancy portrait frame and maybe dark background to match your style. Hey, good work. Something... I think there's some pattern with these sort of character portraits now that you mention it. That there's always... Most of the darker parts of the drawing... Wait, it in a color that stands out more. Most of the darkness of the drawing is here. Here at the borders of the drawing. And then here there's light from the back. There's another drawing that also does that. Here there's also like dark around the drawing, and then the light is back here. I mean, he was drawing a big way. Here is the same. There's the frame that is dark. Here. Then here there's the light. Interesting, I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, thank you so much. I want to try to improve a lot more with my art. That's why today doing this bit of analysis. Even here that it doesn't have like a portrait frame, it still does that. The light is here, and then the darker parts of the drawing frame this light. I like this sort of composition a lot. Even here, a little bit. Light is always in the middle. And I guess that's also because the backgrounds are kind of dark. Here in this case, it's the background that is pretty dark. It makes sense that if you want something to stand out in a dark background, you want to make it lighter, right? Be lighter. But even here, there's like a bit of light around the face, especially. But yeah, more or less, this is what I would really like to bring back. I'm gonna write some more things down. For example, portrait, compositions. Here, maybe. Here, for example, light by dark. Here, of course, the flowers, just small details. Another thing that this drawing in particular has is this. There's something not normal in this drawing. Like, this could have perfectly been a normal portrait, but there's something unsettling in it. Like, why is there a bullet hole in the portrait? This is another thing that I feel tells quite a bit about the art itself. There's a ghost inside. This stream's haunted. The portrait's haunted, perhaps. The vibes. This is another thing that leads me to something I really want to bring back that was mentioned a little bit in the beginning. Some of you might have heard me mention it before, but I used to draw a lot of body horror. I would like to bring back a bit of unsettling stuff in my art. Cause I just miss it, you know. I don't like art that has something wrong in it. I would like to try to bring a bit of that back. I've been hesitating on that because I feel like what I draw nowadays is so different. Like, come on. My art has changed so much. Like, I see these and it's like, what happened? I cannot bring back unsettling stuff when my current art looks like this. Embrace edge! I wanna embrace the edge, man. I miss it. I just really like the atmospheres. I don't know. I have done some body horror-ish drawings recently, but I'm always a bit hesitant on like posting them and retweeting them so people will see them. I'm always like posting them at unholy hours of the night, and if no one sees them, then that's fine. I won't have to I won't have to overthink it. But yeah, I don't know if there's any that I can show. I don't want YouTube to think, wow, Yomi, you're showing very bloody things on the stream. That's not good. But I don't know, they are in... I think there's nothing fun, nothing weird in this one. It's just very red. There are RPG Maker games that show more than that. This... I think this is another drawing that it really kind of goes back to that dark ambience. I really like this one. Like, there's nothing that terrible in it. It's just flesh. Very weird things. Also, there's flowers, guys. There's flowers. Even in a drawing like this, I had to add flowers. I like this drawing so much too. Yeah, really proud of how it turned out. Also, these flowers are real. Fun fact. They are called sarcodes. So you serve them. They are super cool flowers. You can find a proper photo. They're all very low quality. Oh, this flower called Sarcodes sanguinea or snow plant, which is, I would love to see a photo of these flowers surrounded by snow. They are called snow plant. Imagine the contrast between the red and the white. That would be so cool. There's, let me say they grow a little bit taller. This one. They're super cool. Really like them. They do kind of give licorice vibes, don't they? Hello, Semi! Welcome! Yeah, I hope you're enjoying Umineko. That's good. But yeah, I wanted to add like something a bit unsettling. I want to try to draw better flesh also. Like, it's not that much. I've drawn worse things, but at the same time, this wasn't nice going back to the things that I used to draw years ago. Something a bit more unsettling. I kind of want to try adding more of that. This drawing is not that old. It's from 2022. Pretty recent, actually. But it was a bit of a going back to my roots, in a way, to how I used to draw years ago. So I'm gonna take note of that. I haven't lost this edgy god spark. I can still bring it back. What else? Yeah, everyone should get consumed by Yumineko. Everyone, read Yumineko. It's an order. So going back to... Oh yeah, I have a more recent drawing of this character. It's actually in the thumbnail. Here. Very different, by the way. Look at the contrast of... Wait, let me remove the... difference. And yet, these tomatoes are very weird. There's still something unsettling in it, even though it's barely noticeable. It's only noticeable if you notice it. Also, yeah, she's normal. She's very normal. Very most normal OC of mine. But yeah, I do want to try to bring some more of this stuff back, even if it doesn't combine with my current art style and stuff. There are some other more recent drawings that I would like to analyze a little bit, because after all, that's how I draw right now. So that's the point from which I have to try to redirect to where I want to go. These drawings also do have a lot of things that I want to keep. I'm gonna put them. This one specifically, there's this other one. Once again, they are portraits of cute girls with flat backgrounds. What's the point of them? I didn't really want to overthink the backgrounds. But you know, cute girls with flat backgrounds. But the important thing of these drawings is that I really improved with the coloring. Look at that. Look at those brush strokes. Look at the eyes. This is something that I definitely want to keep in my art style. This is the sort of coloring that I really want to do from now on. So how do I combine this with the super goth vibes? We have to find out. I'm gonna try to find that out with my next drawing at least. And maybe it's time to start putting all of this into practice, because analyzing is fine and all, then we have to try to apply it. Maybe it's time to try to do a drawing with all of this. No, it's been 19 years since Lucky Star. No, no way. You cannot say that. You cannot say that. No, it's not true. Fun. So, someone wearing a Guruka outfit since you wanted to mix of cute and body horror. The problem is that I'm not sure exactly how I want to mix, and I don't even know if I want to mix those things, because my problem is that just because my style is so different, that's the reason why I find it difficult to bring back those things in these past years. Like, I feel like it doesn't really combine the way I would want to combine it. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I've been stuck trying to finish a lot of old drawings. Almost never draw new things. You can deny witches, you can deny your age. Yep, I pretend I do not see it. But try to blend the contours, yeah. I guess it would depend also on the character. It would depend on a lot of things, but it's something that I could definitely try. Like, that's another issue that I have. I try to finish a lot of old drawings. I have like, how many? I have a lot of works in progress that I want to finish, that I haven't finished in a very long time. I could even show them, actually. I have like 3 or 4 of them here. There's this one. This one I haven't finished it, but I haven't finished it yet. But I think I could mix the dark vibes in this one at some point. There's also this one, more Gramlu fan art. I really like this one. I really wanna work on it. I really wanna finish it. But this is a lot more of a complex scene. This would take so long to finish, and that's why I'm so scared of like trying to finish it. There's also this Miku, and I've had it unfinished for who knows how long. Yo, Miles, welcome! I'm not doing requests today. I was doing a little bit of analysis of my art style. So for today, I'm just doing a bit of self-reflection, trying to find a better direction for my art. Welcome to the stream! Choosing pain for the love of art. I have to, it's necessary. My favorite Miku? I really like the ground type Miku from the Pokemon collab, Project Voltage. And there's also another Miku that I really like from a song called A Fish, I think? So those are like the main works in progress that I've got. Wait, there's another one. There is another. This one that I've had like the works on Clip Studio for a while. I have a more advanced version of this one, version with colors. I did it on stream and I still haven't finished it. I gotta get to that at some point. I've been thinking about redoing it from here. I don't know. I'm very stuck with that drawing. I got a little bit burnt out, so I didn't continue it. But I did work on it on stream for a little bit. Maybe I'll get back to it. Maybe I'll redo it. I'll think about it. But for now, those are my works in progress. I've been stuck on these works in progress for very long, and I feel like I cannot leave things unfinished. If I leave things unfinished, I feel like I still have something in my shoulders. I need to finish everything. So, instead of working on these works in progress, I'm gonna force myself to do a drawing that I'm kinda running out of time to do it. Because every January, I do a yearly version of the same drawing. My drawing's inspired on my dreams of trains. This is the one from last year. And I still haven't done the one for this year, so maybe it's time to try to do that. Maybe we could even in this file. How big was this file? Really not a bad size. It's 3000 for 2000. Maybe we could try to apply all that we've seen today into one new drawing. First of all, I'm gonna take that color. We're gonna try to get the sketch done at least. So, another thing that I've been doing lately, that I've mentioned a lot on streams, is that I've been watching a lot of videos on how to improve lighting, on breakdowns of the processes of other artists, and I have learned a lot from that. But maybe from trying to learn so much, that's also making me apply a lot of techniques that have brought me to this point. My way of drawing is not exactly how I want it to be. I need to do a little bit of selection. What things I want to keep and what things maybe I can do different. But there is one tip that I saw in a video that I really want to try applying now, and it's planning. Because that's something that I rarely do. I do not plan my drawings. And maybe that's why a lot of times I end up getting stuck with the backgrounds, perhaps. And you know what's most important for a drawing with an atmospheric background? You have to plan the background. And I do not do that, so maybe it's time to start doing that. Maybe it is time to try to plan a little bit more what I'm gonna draw. And for doing that, we're gonna use references. One of the first references is gonna be this same drawing, because it has the photo in the background. And this photo is pretty explanatory of what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be drawing a train. Even though this is a bus, but it's also a train. Whatever it is, public transport or something. Bye bye Makuyo, have a good night. Care, thank you for coming. I will guard them. I have to draw him more though. So this is gonna be my first reference. Also, this is also gonna be the character, so this works for the reference of the character. So, what does planning include? From what I remember, we gotta plan composition. Oh, first of all, concept. Concept, character, composition, atmosphere. Concept, character, here. I think composition has to go last, because that's once we plan all the other things, that's when we can start planning a composition. We need the other things first. We need these three things first. We might need some other things that I have forgotten, but I'm gonna try going with these four things first. So the concept is gonna be train dreams, but that's more like the location. We're gonna add multiple bullet points. Maybe we can add another bullet point. We're gonna add location. This we are gonna put spring train. It's gonna be an art set in these trains that I keep dreaming about. I have done this sort of drawing multiple times. Every year I try to draw a different one. I'm not sure all the ones I've done so far, actually. Just so you get the idea of what I want to do. Also, so I get the idea of what I want to do. This was the first one. Then second one. There's the third one, which is one of my most favorites. This one I think is still unsurpassed also in composition and like overall atmosphere. I like this one a lot. The idea is that it's a drawing of the same character in the same place, more or less similar atmosphere, but the drawing is different every time. So I want to try doing another one. This one was animated, so sadly I cannot show the animation because it's a GIF. I cannot put GIFs inside. But this was an animation that I did on stream. You could see the background like passing by. Pixel art also. I did it in Pixelrama. Oh. Also, of course, last one that I've done was this one. So this is basically the concept, which I guess goes hand in hand with the location. These two kind of go together. But the concept would be more like, what specific idea do I have for this time? For example, here it's just the character sitting, the little guy throwing flowers, and that's all. For this one, it's the character looking through the window, threat, evil. This one, it's the character waiting to get out of the train, with like a very big focus on the back of the train. Stuff like that. Each of them has like a different, slightly different concept. But for this time, the idea that I had for the concept was something a bit more flower focused. Now everyone acts surprised. Guys, none of that has anything to do with the stream. Come on. I know. I'll finish okay enough time. There's no hurry. When Lina comes back someday, I will finish okay enough time, okay? I need the controllers. I need her controllers to continue playing it. Otherwise, it's torture. Okay, so concept this time. I want to draw a wagon full of flowers. Like one of the train wagons, but full of flowers. Concept is gonna be the flower wagon. We're gonna summarize that way. Be the flower wagon, if that makes any sense. I had another idea, but that would be a little bit more composition-wise. I wanted to also play a little bit with the reflection from the wind. But that might be a little bit difficult if the light comes from outside. Because the reflection from a window would have to be with a dark background. Otherwise, the reflections on windows on trains are barely visible. So, character is gonna be Martha, my girly. They'll make your visual novel, I promise. Well, I guess I have all the references I need. She's in all these drawings. I might copy-paste the flowers, perhaps. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I won't be able to finish this drawing otherwise. But I'm gonna add myself a restriction. The restriction is gonna be finishing this before the month ends. January. Maybe I won't be able to. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to give up halfway. And we'll have to continue on February. That's fine. We'll see what happens. There's still like 10 days of January. But atmosphere is gonna be very blue. Very blue, peaceful. And quiet. Also, with a little bit of warmth in it. I don't know if very blue is a very is a descriptor for atmosphere, but we're gonna pretend it is. And composition, we're gonna deal with that now. I think I would need more photos of trains for these, but first we're gonna try to decide on a composition. And for that, I'm gonna try first to do another thing that I usually don't do, and it's thumbnailing. We're gonna try to do a very simplified version of what the drawing is gonna be like, but as a little thumbnail. For example, get part of the canvas for that. Here is where I get stuck. Here is where I no longer know how to even begin to draw. Maybe for thumbnailing, we can just use colors. Just gonna take colors from here. Overall base color is gonna be this blue. visualize a bit of how I wanted it to be. We'll see how good I am trying to replicate it. Okay, so character. This is me getting completely stuck right now. I don't even know how to start. Let's start with like random idea. The first thing that comes to mind. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just the first idea. So the windows. Windows probably gonna have to be a bit whatever. Now I was thinking of making a similar seat to the one here in the first version, but this seat is not gonna be for people. This seat is gonna be for flowers. Here is where the flowers are gonna be sitting. Maybe, idea. What if the flowers are planted directly in the seed? Going around here, kind of like the train is abandoned. Imagine like an abandoned train, but that is still working. There's even more plants around the top of the... What? A little bit of green, but it's not gonna be exactly green, it's gonna be blue. If we work with the contrast, make it look green. It's a good start. Good idea. Here it's all gonna be a little bit darker. But it's not gonna be only one seed, it's gonna be more than one. The flower wagon after all, not the flower seed, right? Be more of these. The other seeds. Could be. Maybe one of the best references that I could get for these is like abandoned trains. It's getting a little bit please. Another thing that I've noticed from a lot of artists is that they do draw like a bigger frame than what is supposed to be the full drawing, and then they crop it. Which is something I think a good way to improving the composition later on. Like maybe, for example, you finish the drawing and the character is a little bit off center, breaks the composition a bit. You can crop the drawing a little bit, the character is in the center, and it fixes that. Also some more flowers. Yellow. Ended up making the flowers most of the time between yellow in these drawings. Check any use of abandoned train, overgrown train. Gonna get a bunch of AI's love, am I? Let's put before 2023. There we go. Maybe they are a little bit older, but still be a good way. But most of them are of the outside of the trains, the train track. There aren't that many photos of the interior. From train interior. Yeah, I have done fan art. Most of the drawings that I've shown, well, maybe not most, but a lot of the drawings that I've shown here are fan art. These two are fan art. Yeah. Here, all these four are original. But I have drawn a lot of fan art along the years, yep. I try to draw a lot more my original characters nowadays, because it's what I enjoy drawing the most. But I do also like drawing fan art from time to time. I just want to work on my stories a lot, so... finding some photos that could definitely. This one's Thailand. Like the rust. The rust could be a good addition, perhaps. Let's try figure out yours. They could also be hidden. Combining seeds with kind of funny because seeds and seeds sounds very similar. Combining both is a little bit difficult. It's with the plants. Maybe there could be one of those. What are they called? There's these things in buses where there are the buttons to press to stop for the next stop. Would be be plants growing in there too. Something like this. It's gonna be a train bus now. I have heard of the Animaniacs, yep. But I have never watched it. I don't know, I've never been too much into cartoons. Just anime. I'm too much of a weeb. Maybe some could also be growing from the corners. Composition should be probably a little bit higher up, because we do need to have some space for the card. Oh, where do we put the character this time? My first idea was here, but it would be like from the back. I feel like it wouldn't really stand out in the composition, so I don't really like it. Maybe it could here. It would still be seen from the back. Maybe I should draw her with colors. I'll put her in another layer so I can just move her around. The thumbnail, it doesn't have to be super complex, just blobs of color. Gonna be here, in fact. Scarf. Like this. I guess for that it would be good to move. Then maybe the perspective of the composition is a bit more, but it's the first draw. Let's go with it. Imagining also that little guy that always shows up in these drawings, the little bean. Maybe watering the plants. This little guy is the one that always has the flowers most of the time in these drawings. I can imagine at this point the story has become that this guy is the caretaker of the plants. His blue does not stand out. There we go, we have an idea. We have a concept for this. It is a start. Composition wise, we would have to complete the lines a little bit better for that. I feel like it would be better seen from a more More from below? I feel like right now it's a bit of a mess. Maybe she could be... There would be over here. So the main focus is on the plant. This could work as a start for the idea. We can try to get another one. Now from this concept, I'm gonna try making a variation of it. A little bit more seen from below. Maybe because it kind of gets cut off here a little bit. More or less the same. What's still gonna be seen from the back. This way we can give a bit more protagonism to the flower. Maybe I should be using them. I switch back to using lines. And not get rid of the old habits. Here's the windows. I still feel like I end up with composition seen from above. Word first. This, however, now leaves a lot of space in here. Wonder if this would be better for different kind of the word. Canvas shape? Something a bit more square? Maybe not necessary. I can put her here. Still not gonna be the main character of this drawing. That's kind of what I'm going for. Little guy can be here. Watering can. This one does show the watering can a lot better, but I think the first version is still the one I like the most so far. This one has too much empty space on this. Even though there's a character, it still feels like there's a bit too much empty space. Still, it might not be bad because it keeps the focus on here. Maybe it's good for contrast. And keep the focus of attention in the flowers on this side. Maybe some more on this other side. Maybe we could even add something like a package for dirt. Some tools for something to plant or plants in rain. Gardening too. Something that I added in some other these drawings was blue butterfly, which I think would be very fitting to add here too. Since it's a scene with a flower focus, maybe add some didn't turn out bad. I feel like if I keep perfecting one of these, it might give a pretty good result. Yo, Lydia, welcome! It's not a comic though, Shino. This is just planning for a drawing. It's not a comic. No. Maybe? I think if I make this a little bit more compact and I move her a little bit, might get an even better composition. Not the art, but the concept of the art, exactly. I am planning for once. I rarely plan my drawings, and this is something I should do a lot more often. Especially if I want to do things with a lot more atmosphere. This is something important. Okay, I think both of them have potential. I think this one, if I make it a little bit taller... Wait a second. Mayhap. What story does it tell? I don't know, you tell me. It is important that people can tell what story it tells. I may know what story it tells, but unless other people can know what story it tells, maybe I won't have done my job well. I leave it to you all to see what kind of story you interpret from it. But right now it's a sketch. Literally lots of colors. I can't blame you if you cannot see what it is. It's very understandable. Is a little bit. I think a square composition for this might work pretty well. Great. Really normal day. Normal day is good day. This drawing also is very normal day for sure. Normal day in the dream train. Seeds for minions watering the plants. Burning! Ah, these are the flowers, they are not burning! That's a very funny interpretation though. No way. Could be probably actually not that bad. If I could manage to make her feet a lot better in here. It would be an improvement. Blonde Yomi! What does this look like a Yomi to you? It's not a Yomi, it's not a Yomi. It looks very, very different from me. These characters that I always draw for these drawings, my yearly drawings of my dreams of trains. Not from the front, also not from the back. I'm not blonde. I think this might be a good start, yeah. I kind of like how the second composition is going. Doesn't look like a bag of dirt. I'm gonna pretend it is. With this more contrast, watering candles stand out a little bit more. I think this is a good start. But now I feel like there's this weird triangular space here. It's definitely missing something. The composition here goes like the bit unbalanced. I guess this one composition wise works a lot better. Like the square of light here in the middle. More stable composition. This one can work, does it need a little bit of reordering stuff. More plants isn't gonna solve it, Yomi. Not gonna solve it. If I could try putting her in another position. Wait, that doesn't cover the... Is what worries me the most. There's also, since she has a lot more warm colors, it makes her look a little bit out of place if she's here in the border. Yokolime, welcome! How's it going? I'm trying to plan a drawing for once. It's hard. Thumbnailing is hard. I'm struggling with the composition. I think, actually, this works pretty well as a drawing in itself. If I don't add her, it actually looks perfectly fine composition-wise. It's like, there's gonna be, like, shadows in here. That looks like a perfectly fine drawing composition-wise. Maybe I should just not add her. Maybe I should just leave it like this. What do you think? This is gonna be this year's train drawing. There's no Martha this time. I don't know where to put her. Literal no sé dónde ponerla. Enjoy your lunch! I literally don't know where to put her! I need to add her, but... How? How do I do it? Alternate idea! Hold on. Alternate idea. What if she's the one watering the plants? And this little guy is like down here. Because if I put her here... If I put her here in this spot, he doesn't really disrupt the composition that much, and this guy can fit well here. That might be... Martha photo bomb. What if she's here? Hold on. What if... What if she's here? He's gonna be here. Selfie. This would actually be really funny. Wait, this is actually... This is actually fire. Oye pues, ni tan mal. Queda muy cute. It looks so cute. What the hell? This looks so cute. What if I did this? It would also be a lot more simple and a lot more background focused. And just with this, it kind of does tell more of a story. Like, she's taking the photo. This already tells you that she's taking the photo. And it wouldn't be that complicated. You know what? I think I'm keeping this. I have to draw her holding the watering can. I feel like I'm gonna go insane with the pose and the line art and whatever I decide to do. But this is actually really cute as an idea. Maybe I'm gonna go with this one. I like it. For once, she's not gonna be like the main character of the train drawings. I like that. Make her do the victory sign. I could. I don't know if it would cute. If I make her a bit smaller. And this way, for once, she can be smiling. But she's never smiling in these drawings. For once, she's gonna be happy. Yokoleche! How's it going? Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Doing a little bit of planning for a drawing today after a bunch of analysis. I showed a lot of my old drawings and stuff. Maybe if it picks out a little bit like this, then this would be so cute, actually. Maybe even with the mouth covered with the scarf. This is so adorable, actually. This is so adorable. This is super cute. Creo que me voy a quedar con esta versión, I think I'm gonna keep this version. Planning gives sometimes ideas you would have never found in the first place. Thank you so much for the idea. The Martha Photobomb gave me this idea, and I wouldn't have been able to figure it out otherwise. Lips. So cute. This is so cute. I'm keeping this one. I've decided. I'm gonna do this one. Lo he decidido. Me quedo con esta versión. So, now that I've got a composition all planned, I'm probably gonna try to work on it on Thursday. If I can, I might work a bit on it also off stream. Maybe I'll come with a sketch or something. But for now, I think this will be all for today. Creo que de momento este será todo por hoy. Vamos a dejar aquí y volveré el jueves. Creo que voy a intentar continuar este dibujo el jueves. Intentar hacer la versión final. A ver si me da tiempo a terminarlo antes de que termine enero. Hopefully I can finish it before January ends, because I'm kind of running out of time. I have procrastinated a lot on like doing this drawing. So I think for now this will be all for today. Thank you so much for accompanying me. I did a pretty detailed analysis for those who missed it. I've been showing some other arts of mine and checking what things I want to keep from my current art style, which is this. Things I want to bring back from my old art style, which is this. Which is very different. Like, holy shit. What happened here? I think actually this is a pretty good mix of both if you think about it. It does have cuteness to it, but it also has this sort of ambience, atmosphere that I've always wanted to add to my drawings. Maybe it's not the goth ambience that I did in these other drawings, but I think it's still a path towards where I want to go with my art. Hopefully this year is the year I can find this path that I have missed all this time. I really hope so. I'm gonna do my best to keep drawing a lot more detailed stuff like this. But for now, this will be all for today. Thank you so much for accompanying me. Step by step I'll get there. I'll do my best. Me esforzaré a ver si este año puedo llegar al sitio donde quiero estar con mi arte. Porque siento que este es un buen paso. Esto ya mezcla el aire, el ambiente gótico. No exactamente el ambiente gótico, pero el ambiente así como un poco más atmosférico, con los dibujos cute que hago últimamente. Poco a poco quizá puedo volver al ambiente gótico. Esto no llega a gótico, esto simplemente es tranquilo. Y eso, no sé, me gusta mucho como alzo plantas. ¿Por qué? En los últimos dibujos no ha habido tantas plantas. There haven't been that many latest drawings. That's something that has to be. But for now, take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Por ahora cuidaos mucho y nos veremos a la próxima.